YouTube? It's another day with the one and only Billy J. This episode of the Bible Stories, we are going to continue our story with Lot and his two daughters. Remember, the lone survivors of the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. So after the total destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot and his two daughters rest shortly in the city of Zoar. Fearing that God would destroy the city of Zoar as well, Lot pushed for his family to keep moving. So he rushed them out of the city of Zoar and to the mountain, just as directed by the two angels. And in a cave in the mountain is where Lot and his family lived. And one day, his two daughters began talking with each other, and it is my estimation that they somehow come to the conclusion that they are the only ones left, that the entire world is destroyed through the fire and brimstone. And I'll read you the passage in Genesis 19:31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. So basically I came to the conclusion that they believe that they are the last people on earth, and they need to keep the human race alive. So they came up with this plan. And this plan was to get Lot so intoxicated that he passes out, and then they can seduce him. So the oldest daughter was first, and she got Lot all liquored up. And she did the deed and got up and went back to her corner of the cave. All the while Lot not having a clue what was going on, because he was passed out. And the next night came along and the girls did the same thing. They got Lot all liquored up. And this time the younger daughter got into bed with Lot and did the deed and got up, all without Lot even noticing. And lo and behold, both daughters became pregnant and produced sons. The firstborn bore a son named Moab, and the younger daughter produced the son Ben-Ami. Moab's descendants would be the Moabites, and the descendants of Ben-Ami would become the children of Ammon. So you're basically telling me is that these girls basically raped their father. This is an open and shut case. Here you have Lot, the victim, who was drunk and passed out, and he couldn't say no. He was helpless and defenseless, and these two rapists took advantage of him. In fact, they purposely got him intoxicated just to rape him. It was premeditated rape. Or was it merely revenge rape? I mean, if you remember in the last chapter, Lot did offer up his daughters to be gang raped by the angry mob. So they could be getting back at him for that. And where was God during all of this? I mean, he just destroyed whole cities and thousands upon thousands of people for sinning. And he did all this with a hail of fire and brimstone. When these girls are coming up with this plan, couldn't God just have made a cave in and killed them? Or made it so that the girls didn't conceive of a child? And did God just forget about them? He could have just sent the two angels to go get them. I mean, the angels are the ones that told them to go to the mountain to begin with. And what was the next step in the plan? All they were told was just go to the mountain and never look back. And what was going through Lot's mind when months later it was obvious that the girls were pregnant? Did the girls say anything? Did they admit it? Or did they lie? And they had to have known that other people were living. That God hadn't wiped out the entire world with fire and brimstone. Because where were they getting their supplies, like food and the wine? And it's kind of ironic that you go from one story where God destroys entire cities, entire populations of people for sinning, and God saves the one righteous family out of all that population. And in that very next story, that same family that God saved ends up sinning. They are committing the sins of incest and rape, and yet nothing happens to them. Where is the justice? Where is the biblical Nancy Grace to fight for Lot's rights? and make sure that these two girls, these two rapists, get justice served. Well, that's it for this week. Check back next time where we pick up with Abraham. You remember Abraham, God's chosen one? Remember, peace, love, unity, respect. Peace out, guys.